Kayla. I'm a pro educator and content creator here at Lashify. Today we are going to do a back to basics. I'm going to walk you through the control kit. We are going to go from this eye to this eye so you can really see the beauty of the control kit and how it just completely transforms your face. So if you're new here, this is the live for you. We're going to do a control kit review and then we are going to apply everything right on this eye so you can see look how much of a difference it really makes on my eyes just applying some lashes. It's the beauty of Lashify. It's amazing. So welcome in. If you are new here, Lashify, we are the inventor of the DIY lash extension system. And yeah, I'm just going to show you how to get started and walk you through a perfect application. So if you have any questions at all, make sure to type in your name and then type in your comment down below. We're here to help. We are here to answer anything that you may need. Myself or Lashify Bev is here in the comments so we can help you out. Cool. So here is a control kit. This is what you want to get started. All the links as we go along, by the way, you can shop anything that I talk about right down here below. Your control kit is everything that you need because it's got all the tools, it's got your lashes, everything. So when you open it up, it has a nice little magnetic flap here, everything you need inside. You have your wandums. These are silicone coverings for your wand. They look like this. I'm just going to grab one here for you. And you slip these over your wand to help give a wider fuse and to help with stickiness. You have a nice little QR code here. You scan that. It's going to bring you to our educational page to give you a bunch of tips and tricks and fun videos to learn, educate yourself on all the amazing things that are Lashify. You have a nice welcome card here from our CEO and founder. Also great to help with getting your bond nice and tacky if you need. And then you have your control kit. I want to show you down below here first though, before we go through the whole control kit. Don't throw away this box when you get it because you can store your gossamer lashes in here. Just have some examples down here for you. So you can just keep your cartridge. This is what our lashes come in, as a gossamer lash cartridge. And you can pop that right in there, store it ready to go. So you can keep 12 gossamer lashes, which is great. So once you start to build your arsenal and everything inside, you're gonna wanna keep that box. I'm going to keep the box. So let's look at our control kit. Here it is in all its glory. Comes in black or in white. This is the black case. It's a nice hard plastic case, which is great for travel. Everything's nice and compact and in here. And then you're going to open this up. And inside, you have your double-sided whisper light. So this is the bond that we're going to be using. Our bond is specifically formulated to go onto the natural lash. It's amazing. No cyanoacrylates, no formaldehyde, which are found in our traditional lash extension bonds. So ours is free of those harsh chemicals. There's also no latex in here, so it's great. And my eyes are sensitive. I have allergies. I wear contacts. No issues whatsoever. And then you have your patented hand-tooled fuse control wand. This wand is ergonomically designed to fit the curves of your face to give a certain amount of pressure onto the eye so that it doesn't damage your natural lashes when you go in and fuse. And then you have your glass. This is your water-resistant seal. It's optional. We give it to you. Try it out, see if you love it. Some people use it, some people don't. And what it does is it gives a water resistance when you put it along the spine. It also gives a fun glossy sheen to the lashes if you brush it through the lashes. We always suggest doing the glass about 20 minutes or so after application. So if you're gonna do your bond through your lashes, you're gonna apply your lashes, we're gonna fuse together. And then wait about 20 minutes, go get your cup of coffee, go get dressed, whatever you need. And then you're gonna put this on just so you're not oversaturating the lashes right away. You're giving everything a chance to settle, and then you're going in and sealing the deal. And you have a magnified mirror as well, slightly magnified. You can look down so that you can see the underside of your natural lash perfectly. That is one of the keys that we're going to talk about too, is when you're doing your application, you want to make sure to be able to see the underside of your natural lash to get that 1 to 2 millimeter placement. So we give you a mirror as well. It's your control kit. So that is your control kit. You can shop it down here. We're going to do B's from our control kit today. So B stands for bold. We have our core gossomers, and those are the 3 that are offered in the kit at the moment. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose which lash you like, just which style that you think works best for you. And that's the style that you're going to try. And then from there, you're going to be like, okay, now I want to try a different style. And then I want to try a different style. And you can try whatever styles you want. You can keep building your kit, building all of your fun different lash styles. But just start with these, practice, grant yourself some grace. It's okay if you don't get it perfect first time around. But just wear them for the day, see how you feel. And then you're going to be amazed. You're going to love them. I'm on year 3, and I can't get enough. I'm still, always amazed by how different it makes my eye look, too. These are just some 10s, 12s, and 14s. It's the 3 links we give you. When you get a control kit, you get 3 cartridges of gossomers. So I'd put the B10s, 12s, and 14s on so you could see them in all their glory on an eye. Okay, So let's prep. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you're applying to fresh, clean, dry lashes. So the key with that, we have our pre-cleanse. You get a sample size of our pre-cleanse and our proper remover as well. So you'll get to try those two out when you get your control kit. You can shop it right here. So you get a lot for $125. Like it's amazing that like we give you everything so you don't have to take the guesswork out of it. It's super simple. So I'm going to take my fluffer tool. You can also take a cotton round, and I'm going to dip this into the pre-cleanse, and I'm going to prep my natural lash for application. So I'm going to take this and just start brushing it through the natural lash from root to end, just to keep everything nice and clean, nice and fresh, like so. If you are watching from YouTube or from Facebook, hello, welcome, welcome. I am on the website, so come on to lashify.com so I can answer any questions that you may have. Perfect. Okay, so now I've brushed through my natural lash just to get everything nice and clean, set, ready to go. It gets rid of residue, oil, old bond possibly. You got a little old bond on there left. Any makeup that maybe fell out from, you know, your eyelid before going in. You just want to make sure that you're applying to fresh, clean, dry lashes so that your bond can work its best. So we are good to go now. It is a little wet. So this is where I take my blow tool, and I just want to make sure that I get everything nice and dry. So I'm going to use my blow tool. Hi, Debbie. Hello, welcome in. Good to see you. And we're just going to make sure that our lashes are nice and dry before we go in with our bond. This just gives a really nice puff of air, helps speed up drying time for all the things, right? For your bond, for making sure that your lashes are, you know, not wet anymore. If they become wet in the shower, you can also use it for that. I got a little tongue-tied there, as always, at least once in my life, right? This is your dual-sided Whisper Light bond. So same bond on each side, it's just a difference in color. Say on the bottom here, you have your black side, the bottom here, you have your clear side. We're gonna start with the black because it has a micro mascara wand so that it can build up my lashes in nice light coats. And if you have a lighter color lash, it will help camouflage so that it blends in with our fiber. Now, we also have more than just the traditional black fiber. So if you prefer something a little more natural, we have our Intimates collection. We have Truffle, which is a mix of black and brown. We have chocolate. We have dark brown. We have Minx, just a color. We are a cruelty-free brand, and that's more of like a cool mid-tone brown. We have Ash for blondes, you name it. So we've thought of everything fiber color-wise. So I'm just doing nice light coats through the lashes. My bond is at that stage where it's like perfectly tacky. Like right when I put it through, I just love it. So I'm just making sure that I do nice light coats all the way through my lash from root to end for my first layer. I'm going to close that up and we're going to let it get tacky. So I'm going to take my blow tool and I'm going to speed up my tacky time. The key with our bonds is layers. And then from there, you want to make sure that you get it nice and tacky so you get that perfect stick and grip when you go to apply the lashes. So we're just making sure that this gets nice and tacky, blowing some air on it. You can always check by taking your nail and giving it a tap. And if it's starting to stick to your lash, you know you're good to go in for a second coat. So now for the next coat, I'm going to go back in with that same color again with the micro mascara wand. And this time I'm just going to wiggle it back and forth at the base of my natural lash. For me, this is where I get the, I want to concentrate the most stick and grip because my lids are oily because my eyes are watery. I want to make sure my spines are really secure. So I'm just building that base of the bond right at the root of my natural lash. And I'm going to close that back up and then we're going to go in again. Get this nice and tacky. Any questions so far? Any questions on the control kit? Any questions on the blow tool, the pre-cleanse, the prep? If you don't have pre-cleanse, that's totally fine. You do get a sample of it. Once your sample's out, I find that this size is great because it also can be used for travel. You can also just make sure that your lashes are clean, fresh right out of the shower, and you should be good to go. Okay, now that that's, oh yeah, that's tacky. We're going to go in with the clear side. Now the cool thing about the clear is so that you are still building layers of bond, but the white gives you a nice guideline and then it just dries down clear. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to take this side here. I'm just going to gently lift my eye and show you guys. I'm just going to do nice dots along the lash, 1 to 2 millimeters from the waterline, like so. Just like that. And that way I know that it's about where I want to apply. The reason we say 1 to 2 millimeters above the waterline is because everything in our system is created to go on the natural lash, not on the skin. That is the difference between strip lashes, anything else. You just want to make sure that it's going directly on the lash. So with that, you want to make sure that you're applying it 1 to 2 millimeters, also so that the root of your natural lash is exposed so it can grow, so it can breathe. You don't want to constrict it. I'm going to give this a nice blow, and you'll see it start to go from white to clear. Once it's clear, we're good to go in and apply. Awesome. And you can definitely feel like a tacky. I'm going to scoot in a little bit for you guys while I do my application. Hey. Hi. Exactly. You want comfortable wear. Precisely, Miss Beth. So I'm going to take my B's today. B is our Bold Gossamer from our core collection. Looks like so. So a little bit of a thicker fiber. It's going to look more like 2 coats of mascara on the eye. I love them. I have a 10, or I have 2 10s, a 12, some 14s, and a 12. Simple lash map. We're going to just make sure that we practice putting them next to each other so that the spines are next to each other, creating a nice line, creating a good lash map. Practice makes perfect. I just say, you know, a couple times and you're good to go. So here's your fuse control wand. This was the wand we were talking about in our kit that's designed to fit the curves of your face. Good to go. I like to hold my thumb in back and my middle and my pointer finger in front and then pick up my lash and apply like so. If you need to have your arm more stable, put your elbow on a table to hold, and then you can take our mirror. We have an LED mirror with a swivel head, and you're going to place that underneath so you're looking down into the mirror, and then you have your nice stable table, I would say, anything like that, and you're good to go. So take your wand, pick up your first lash. You want to pick it up with the curve facing you. We're just going to practice here for a second, right? Because that's where it's just going to hook right onto there. So just practice picking up a gossamer, seeing how it feels, pinching down with your fuse control wand. This is our lash map today. I put it on our lash pad. This is a great sticky silicone pad so that when you lay your lashes down, you don't have to worry about them going anywhere. I have my lash map laid out while I'm working on my bond. I'm good to go. I can pick up my lashes, bang, 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 put them on. So we have our 10, and then we have our 12, our 14s, then we go back down to a 12. So that's our lash map for today. Awesome. So I'm going to take my 10, grab it, curve facing me. I'm going to take my mirror and I'm going to keep it kind of underneath me so I can see that 1 to 2 millimeters from the waterline when I go into apply. And then I bring it like so, and boom. And it really just sticks on there like Velcro because we allowed that bond time to get tacky. Now, how do I know if I like where it's lined up? I always kind of use my iris to kind of map it out if I want to. So I'm just making sure that it comes out from my iris as my first one, and I know I'm good to go. Say I didn't like the placement. I have not fused down yet, so I could gently take this lash if I needed to. Take it off, grab it again from the top, as close to the top, with the curve facing me, look down, and then I could apply again exactly where I want it, and boom. And you'll see 1 to 2 millimeters from the waterline. I know it's hard because my lashes are deeper, but I have a nice little gap there. Then I'm good to go. You can give a little what's called a spot fuse and fuse it right away if you want so it doesn't budge, and we're good to go. Now we're going to take another 10 and put that right next to it. Since we're gradually going up in length, this will give more of a natural wing to the eye as opposed to an open eye. So we're going to do 2 10s, a 12, and some 14s. We're going to take our next 10. We're just going to look down right next to each other. I'm just going next to each other, spine to spine. I'm not worried about overlapping or anything. I just want to make sure that I get these on, that I feel comfortable with placement, that they feel comfortable on my eye, and then I'm good to go. And again, if I want to give a little spot fuse right away, I can do that too. Lined up, good to go. Now we're going to jump up to a 12. So now we're going up in millimeter size. When you get our control kit, you get all of these 3 sizes. You just have to worry about picking what style you want to try. And don't get too fixated on what style to try because you can just try more later. I wear a different style like twice a week, 3 times a week. It's so fun. So then I'm going to take now my 12 millimeter, look down, apply, boom. And it just sticks. If you want to give it a little tap, you can. Not completely necessary. If you want to give it a little spot fuse, you can. And you're done. You are good to go. Awesome. And you can see how it's just gradually making a lash for me. It's pretty great. Now let's take our 2 14s. I'm going to go next door, apply, and boom. And because we let that bond get tacky, it just hooks on there really, really easily. I'm going to take our next 14 right next to it, and boom. Okay, here's a perfect example. It almost angles a little bit, and I didn't love the way that looked, so I can just take it off, and then we're going to apply it again. A little bit more of a better angle here. There we go, and boom. You can see how it's starting just to build Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And we're going to do our last one. The key is to not go over too far. You do want to leave out a couple of your natural lash hairs, but from the side, I'm noticing that I need to fill it out just a little bit more. I actually probably should grab this lash, but I need to fill it out just a little bit more. So I want to make sure that I grab, here we go, one more. So I'm grabbing one more 12. I'm going to put this on the end. Right on the end just to finish off the lash. Brittany on Facebook asks if you have tips to avoid spaces when placing side by side. Yeah, absolutely. You want to avoid that bowing feeling. I know exactly what you're talking about. 1 second, Brittany, and I'll help you out. Just applying that last one on the outside. I'm going to angle it up just a little bit so the spine feels more perpendicular to the ground, parallel to the ground. So that way the lash kind of lifts on the outer corner as opposed to drooping on the outer corner. Let's fuse, and then I'll talk about when you go spine to spine, how to fix that. So let's take our fuse control on. We're going to do a full fuse. Just going to go over the eye, shimmy it right down, and then give a full fuse. You want to make sure that this closes all the way. We have what's known as a horizontal clamp force, so it will not damage the natural lashes. It only gives a certain amount of pressure when going on. If you want to do a little inner and outer corner fuse, you can, just to make sure. And you're good to go. And look at this. Look at our placement from underneath. So you can see this from all angles. That's the beauty of it. Our base and our spines. Unbeatable. It's pretty amazing. Look at that. And then from the top as well. I don't have this crazy band that's like sitting on my skin or anything. It's amazing. Lash fine. Okay. Brittany on Facebook. A way to avoid this is to practice or play around with where you want to apply your first lash first. In my perfect world, I like to do my second lash first, work my way out, and then do my inner corner last. Some people like to do their first one right in the center and then kind of work their way out from there. The key is not to almost press the corners of the spines, because then they start to do this, almost like a bowing effect. So just gently place, you don't want a gap, but gently place more next to one another than you would pressing them side by side. So they're perfectly placed, I would say, next to each other so that they're not pressing the spine. I'm having a hard time explaining that, but I know what I mean to say. That you just want to make sure that when you are applying them, you can even try going from outer corner to inner corner. But if you're trying too hard to press the spines against one another, it will cause bowing, and that's where you would get that gap. So practice what alignment you'd like to do first, or what placement you'd like to first. So if you want to do inner to outer corner, out to in, I always suggest when you're first starting out to actually put your first one in the center, just to get a feel for the 1 to 2 millimeters, just to get a feel for, you know, how many you possibly could use on an eye. Some people only need 4 on an eye, some people need 6 or 7. And then from there, place your 2 on each outer side, and you can kind of get a feel for how close the corner should be without it pressing too much to bow. There. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, that took me a second. Let's talk about sealing really quick too. So with sealing, she also would like to explain outer gossamer placement to avoid drooping. Yep, okay, we can do that too. So like I did on this one here on the outer corner, the key is to make sure that the spine of the gossamer lash, just going to pick up a random friend here. The spine of the gossamer lash should be parallel to the ground like this, as opposed to following the natural curve of your eye. If you really follow the natural curve of your eye, mine would be here. You can see where that would cause drooping, right? Leave a couple of your natural lash hairs out and try to angle the spine ever so slightly so that it feels more parallel. You don't want it too high because then it almost looks like it's going the opposite way. But as opposed to going all the way curved like that, kind of give it a little bit of a lift and angle this spine a little closer to the ground, and it will just give a nice little lift. That should help with drooping. And just make sure that you are leaving 1 or 2, I touched that lash, whoops. Make sure that you're leaving 1 or 2 of your natural lash hairs out. There we go. Okay, fusing's just really important. Then I always say from there, don't touch them, let them hang out. After a couple of days, if you need to do a touch-up, that's the beauty of the Whisper Light Clear, and that's why we give you that precision tip. So say I have a little bit of lifting because my eyes water from allergies, I'm just going to take that lash. It's okay that it's lifting. Give it a little tap in between my natural lash and the gossamer lash. Let it get tacky for a hot sec, and then just go in and give it a little fuse. You're good to go. You're all set. It's as simple as that. So yeah, try to think if I missed anything. Sealing. We're going to talk about sealing. So down here, you have your glass. This is your water resistant seal. Again, weight, but I just want to show you how it looks. So you've got your two sides of your tool. You can take this little cotton side and you're going to go like this along the spines of your gossamer lashes. You can also give it a flick up through for water resistance over the lashes. It will help water to more bead off when you're showering, swimming, scuba diving, whatever you want to do, that kind of thing. Oh, good. No problem, Brittany. You're welcome. Yes, I think sometimes just seeing it a little more parallel. It's funny because your eye naturally has a curve anyway, right? It's spherical. So it's going to look like it's dipping, but when I went to apply, I tried to keep it more parallel so it gave more of a lift to my eye as opposed to drooping. So with that glass, wait about 20 minutes or so. You're going to apply it like I just showed. It'll help with water resistance. You do not need to reapply glass every day. Once it's on, you're good to go. You're set. You're happy. It's great. We love it. Awesome. Any other questions at all? Anything at all? Make sure you get your control kit. You can shop right here. $125 is amazing, by the way. And just in retrospect, like the wand alone is $65. So you're going to always want to start with a control kit. So you get 3 gossamer lashes, a wand, your double-sided bond, your sealer, a mirror, 12 cartridges of storage, wandums. I'll show you what the wandums look like as well, like when you put them on. Just a nice silicone covering. So this helps as well with stickiness. Also offers a wider fuse. So when you go in to give a fuse, you get a wider fuse area along your eye as well. And then you don't have to worry about stickiness. It's great. So you get those in there as well. You get it all. It's worth it. If I would suggest one add-on, it's just the extra $7 for the blow tool. This speeds up drying time. When I get out of the shower, if my lashes are wet, I'm just taking my blow tool, making sure they get nice and dry. Don't touch them when they're wet. Don't splash scalding hot water directly into your face. It's the hot water in the seam. Be careful. How do you like to seal with Night Bond? Okay, If you have difficulty with fusing it all once, anytime. Yeah, okay, Christy, yes. So, Night Bond, which is over there, right? Yes. Night Bond is our black lacquer sealant. It's a bond extender. So, say I have my lashes done now. I'm going to take the Night Bond and I would just dab it along the spines. And then I would let that get dry and dry down for about 60 seconds. And it's going to seal like tape all over your gossamer spines to help with longevity. It's amazing. That's it. Sometimes I would put it in between my wandums. I'll put my wandums on. I'll brush a little Night Bond in between and fuse that way so that I get bond extender on the top and the bottom to help with longevity as well. But more often than not, I actually don't use any sealers. I get the bonding technique works for me. I make sure I give a really good proper fuse and then I don't touch them. But yes, that is the way to use Night Bond. And it works great. It's my vacation sealer. Let's put it that way. If you have difficulty with fusing at all, any tips? So if you have a couple things, difficulty with fusing, practice getting over your eye first and foremost. If you're having difficulty with that, you can always just do a reverse fuse to start. So as you saw, as I was putting them on, you can just go bit by bit and reverse fuse across every lash, but you need to make sure that you're fusing down the bond that you put on your natural lashes, and the new gossamer lashes. You want them to all become one. So fusing's crucial. If you're having trouble with your eye shape, perhaps, like my eyes are really large and round, so the classic fuse control wand works for me. We also offer a petite fuse control wand, which has 10% less curve, so it can accommodate other eye shapes. So you can really get it on that inner corner to fuse, as well as sorry, I was just fixing it a little bit. Yeah, so you can really get it on the inner corner diffuse as well as just making sure you get the wand better placed over all of them. If you want more of a precision, then just try it with the wandums off. You don't have to use the wandums. I find that I get a more precise pickup with my gossamer lashes without it on, and then a more precise fusing. But practice kind of gently, don't completely touch your eye, but kind of gently laying this wand and just gliding over your lid. And then get down and then go in and fuse. And you can give it a good press to make sure that it closes because it won't damage your eye. And you're good to go. On the non-dominant hand, keep your curve up, middle and pointer finger, thumb and back, and then just flip your wrist. So just cross your arm over your body, get right on there, get down, and then fuse on your non-dominant eye, and you're good. I hope that helps, Christy. Awesome. Well, get your control kit, pick A, B, or C. We give you 10s, 12s, and 14s, so that's the 3 lengths that we give you as well as everything in it. And yeah, follow along, try applying, practice. It's okay. take a couple times, make sure you get it, and you'll be good to go. And you're going to become obsessed like me and have, I mean, if I could count how many Gossamer lashes I have in this room, I mean, 8 or 10 drawers filled at least. The Lash Ravines know. Come join us in the Lash Pad Life Facebook group. That is our community group where we all connect about lashes, our obsession with these lashes, because we are all obsessed. And we have a good time in there. We share our lash maps, all that great stuff. It's also a great resource. It has guides in there, amazing photos about lash maps that you maybe want to try, all that amazing stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be on again on Friday. We can go through the LED control kit and talk a little bit about some other lash styles. And yeah, as always, if you ever have any questions, my name is Lashify Mick on Facebook. Don't be afraid to DM me, reach out. I am also lashify.mik, the first 3 letters of my name, on Instagram, so I'm there to help you as well. Happy to meet you where you're at. Whatever you need, I'm here. So thank you so much for moderating, Bev. I appreciate you. And we have our bold on from our control kit. And I will see you guys later. Thanks so much. Bye.